Rusty, you got one of these yet? Oh man. When the ice cream truck shows up in the middle of the chute, I couldn't decide. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but Kevin uses the 2-bucket method. Maybe you know the 2-bucket method, I didn't. Kevin, why 2 buckets?
2 buckets.
What's up everyone? Shaun Murray here with my man
Dave Maus Jr.
We are here at his dealership and we today are gonna show you guys how to take a dirty car, a dirty truck, my dirty truck, and make it look new. You guys have some tips and tricks.
We sure do. We got a team of professional detailers. This is their art, this is their craft. They love taking a dirty car and their goal is to make it look brand new. So we're gonna expose some of those tricks and tips today.
I tell you what, it seems like I just wanna come get my vehicle like a free wash, right? No, that's not what's happening. That will happen, but I actually like to keep my truck clean.
Oh yeah.
I keep it vacuumed. I do have kids, but I'm known for having a pretty clean truck, you know?
Yeah.
But I let it get dirty for this edit.
It's gonna be good.
So I wanna show you guys that this is not only a great place to come to get a vehicle that is used but feels and looks new, but it's also for you guys if you wanna know how to clean your vehicle because you wanna live in it or you wanna get it so clean that you wanna sell it. We're gonna go show you what some of those tricks are because these guys got it done.
Go do it.
So I'm with my friend Kevin here in detail. Well, somehow I'm always shooting with taller guys, but I am 5'6", so.
Shaun, what I wanted to do is I want to introduce you to one of the best in the business. This is Kevin Thompson, detail manager here at Maus Nissan, and he's gonna go over the do's, don'ts, key ingredients to making your car look and smell brand new.
So we're gonna first start with the exterior. We're gonna talk about the don'ts. Don't do what?
Well, to start, you want to stay away from car washes as much as possible. Now, I know they're super convenient, but you know they're tracking a lot of dirt and grime on those brushes. You don't know how often they're getting clean, and they're just going to be scratching your paint. And that's the last thing we want.
Now we're in this workshop.
Yes.
And this is out of the sun. You were saying
Correct.
something about don't wash it in the sun.
Correct. You want to try and stay away from the sun. I mean, if you're doing it at home, I would say do it early in the morning or later on in the evening time, where it's a little cooler. Your paint's not as hot because the soap will dry to your paint. It makes it a lot more difficult.
Pressure wash, and then we're going to get into some soap and buckets.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
To be able to pressure wash your vehicle inside, this is sick.
You see all the water spots, and then
Yes.
now it's bare.
So he's telling me that I got all these water spots from my irrigation. It's true.
That's just from me rubbing the wheel acid to basically eliminate those water spots. Now, if you're at home and you're doing this, you can mix 1 part distilled water and 1 part vinegar, and it works just as good.
Tire time, we got different size brushes. Big ones,
Small ones, and all-purpose cleaner.
whether you're in a state that has love bugs or that's if you come to Florida, they just smash your vehicle. And you probably have bugs wherever you are, and this is where you get a lot of high traffic. So he said, don't use Scotch-Brite pads. That happened to us in one of our vehicles, and it just ruins the paint. You have to pretty much get your vehicle repainted if you use the Scotch-Brite or the green side of the sponge. And he's using an all-purpose cleaner, same stuff that he used on the tires. And he's got a sponge with a little bit of a texture to it that's wrapped in a net. So you want to just make sure you're cautious about what you use on there. Check out this attachment. I didn't know this was a thing. A lot of people would be like, yeah, I saw that. Look at this.
It's my favorite part right here. This is my foam gun. This is gonna make washing this truck a whole lot easier. There you go, go ahead.
Yes. Rusty, you got one of these yet? Oh man. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but Kevin uses the 2-bucket method. Maybe you know the 2-bucket method, I didn't. Kevin, why 2 buckets?
2 buckets is to separate the dirt that you pull off from washing it with the first bucket, and you're going to use the second bucket to rinse off the dirt. That way you're not rubbing more dirt into your paint. Now what's more important is at the bottom of these buckets, are grit guards. Basically what this does is this keeps the sediment at the bottom. That way it's not getting floated up in the top and getting back up into the mid as well.
So that's the next level stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
What? All right, I'll take give me somebody pistachio. All right, how about a Rocky Road? Look, I watch what I eat. I try to eat healthy, but at the same time, when the ice cream truck shows up in the middle of a shoot, I couldn't decide. The strawberry shortcake is what I used to get when I was a kid. Choco Taco is now, so why not both? This is the clay bar. I've heard of it, never seen it. While the car is soapy.
While the car is soapy, it's a key ingredient before you wax the car. You want to get rid of all the dirt, the grime and stuff before you put a fresh layer of wax
Stuff
on.
that's stuck on the paint. Because
Yes.
like where you haven't done, I can feel like little tiny specks
Gritty
of stuff.
You know?
And then after you've done it,
Nice and smooth.
it's smooth.
Yeah. One of the most common things missed on details are the door jambs. You want to get in there, wipe the door jambs out, because as soon as you open up that door, you don't want to have any dirt lining around to ruin a perfect detail.
Now we're getting ready to dry the vehicle. Kevin said use a chamois. They absorb a lot more water, and don't use a towel. Kevin, why no towels?
You don't want to use towels because what it'll do is a lot of them are kind of abrasive, and we don't want to be scratching the paint on these cars.
We're moving to the interior, and one of the things that we're going to start with is the don'ts. Don't what?
Don't use magic erasers. Now, I know we've seen videos online of people taking magic erasers to the inside of cars and making, it's a night and day difference of removing dirt completely. But what you're really doing is you're sanding down part of the material on the inside of your car, ruining the integrity of it.
Tools you are using.
Tools I'm using, I'm going to be using a carpet brush to be cleaning the carpets, agitate the dirt out of it. I have a dash brush to get in between the cracks and crevices and be very delicate along the plastics and the electronics area. And instead of a magic eraser, I have a leather brush here. I'm going to use on your leather seats to scrub and clean.
Yep. All-purpose cleaner.
Interior cleaner. All-purpose cleaner for the outside, interior cleaner for the inside. Has a nice little citrusy scent to it. Works very well on these things.
And this.
Oh yes.
Said this is his best friend. This allows you to really get those cracks.
Yeah, absolutely. Pressurized air is going to be your best friend in any way, shape, or form. It's going to make these cars pop, get everything that you can't reach with, you know, your normal hands and whatnot.
So same interior cleaner on
The brush works well because your seats are perforated, so it gets in those little tiny holes.
These little cracks in here are the hardest to get out. You can try to vacuum them and they just, this is the key. You don't want dirty cracks. You ever have like dull plastics where you got like the handle or trim that's kind of like gray and faded? So you said there's some ways to trick it, kind of fake it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a permanent fix unless you were to go to repaint it. Obviously, it's plastic. It's the Florida sun. It's going to dehydrate the plastics. There's a lot of chemicals out there that will nourish the plastic, make it look, you know, nice and shiny for a short amount of time.
Oil-based stuff?
Oil-based peanut butter. I know it sounds weird, but the oils in peanuts actually serve a really good purpose in restoring the plastics. Just don't go licking your door handles afterwards.
So the thing you said don't do is, I've seen some tricks where you can blowtorch or use a heat gun, but that...
You're watching too much stuff on social media. You don't want to be doing that.
Don't do that.
It's a satisfying thing to watch. You watch the plastic, you know, come back to life. But what the heat does is actually makes that plastic brittle, and then it loses its integrity, and then it could end up chipping away, breaking, and you don't want to do that. So, final step is applying a wax to the paint. What this is going to do is this is going to help nourish and protect the paint from the elements, the sun, the heat. Especially when it rains, the water's going to beat up on it. It's going to make it look really sharp, and this paint's really going to pop once I'm done with it.
So let's talk about some of the tools that you guys use.
First, let's start with the pressure washer gun or garden hose. All-purpose cleaner. Various wheel brushes, the small ones definitely help as well. Bug sponge to get those pesky bugs off the front. Foam gun, 2 buckets, clay bar, air hose gun, interior cleaner, dash brush, carpet brush, leather brush, tire shine gun, and lastly vacuum.
What a great edit, because yeah, I mean, sure, I got a really nice looking vehicle out of it. So thank you, Kevin. But hopefully you guys have found some tricks and tips, and obviously found a great dealer that you can connect with on new and some used vehicles that look new.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So you got this thing looking really sharp. Thank you.
I see cars of all sorts of filthiness. His is probably the worst out of them all.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, I understand people, they have busy lives and they can't always get to cleaning their car. So if that's something that I can help alleviate and that's one less thing that they have to worry about, I'm more than happy to do that.
We show you guys some tips, some tricks, some do's and don'ts, and also those tools. Do you have to have all those things? No. That soap gun, that was probably the highlight of my day. That was great.
That's
of course,
a lot of
always
fun.
great seeing you guys. Dave, you've got a great crew here, great
bro.
staff. And if you guys ever want to connect with them, you go down into the description and you can check out some of the websites, ways to connect with these guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can always do that below. Always appreciate it when you like and share. And also, if you don't subscribe, maybe consider doing that. Hit that notification bell no matter what you're doing. Always enjoy your ride. Peace! Especially that ride.